discussion today about workplace trends. We know people are stressed out right now. I know many of your workforces are quite thin at this very moment in the metroplex. So we wanted to talk to Jeanniey Walden, who's the Chief Marketing Officer at DailyPay. Jeanniey, good to see you. Let's talk about some of the main issues at the forefront in terms of what employers and employees are dealing with right now.
Yeah, Jenny, it really comes down to two things: physical and financial well-being. From a worker standpoint, everybody is trying to stay safe throughout the crazy twists and turns that COVID is throwing our way, but also financially safe. I just saw this morning that interest rates are up 7%, the most in 40 years, and just the cost of everything is rising. So it's a key challenge right now.
Yeah, in terms of trends with what workplaces are doing, I'm hearing of some, speaking of safety, some workplaces saying, hey, listen, we're going to have this specific protocol in place. When you've got an exposure, you get tested, then you come back, that sort of thing. Is this becoming more of the norm?
It's becoming more the norm, and for that reason, a lot of companies are just accepting the fact that the return to work might be a return to hybrid work, just to keep everybody safe and keep options open. And that's really fascinating. I saw in one hospital, they're not allowing their staff to come to work unless they test negative in the morning, which is really hindering the staff from being able to come in, especially with all the asymptomatic cases that are happening right now. So trends in the workplace, hybrid work and access to anything that workers need is really coming to the forefront. Businesses are starting to get really creative.
Yeah, you know, Jeanniey, it feels like employees just have so much more power right now. We've talked about the Great Resignation. Is that an accurate assessment that the employees are sort of in the power position?
Yeah, it totally is. So if you have a job, which most of us do, you own the future. And a lot, you know, during the Great Resignation over COVID, people started to ask themselves two questions. One, am I making enough money to support my needs, my family's needs? But two, is this what I really want to be doing with my life? And people took the downtime and some of the crazy times when we were in quarantine to start to get training in completely different industries, which makes it really challenging for businesses. When someone's leaving because they're getting paid additional money in a similar industry, there are ways to combat that. We're getting more creative with those, and companies are really paying attention to that. But when people are leaving to go to a totally different calling in life, in a different industry, it's hard to retain people. Right. So businesses have started to think completely out of the box and just come to the realization that the estimate for 2022 is that 1 out of 4 workers is going to leave your company this year at every level, from executive down to frontline. And so that means keep them as long as you can.
Let's talk about that.
Amazing benefits.
Yeah, let's talk about that, Jeanniey. Sorry to interrupt. It's hard when we're virtual this way, but before we wrap up, I want to make sure and get the advice out there for CEOs, bosses, managers, people who are doing hiring and trying to retain employees. What should they do to keep their workforce right now?
The first thing they can do is look at the needs of their workforce, because they change by industry and they change by geography. Understand what they need and then provide that. Access to transportation, access to health care, flexible working, access to your pay as you earn it instead of waiting 2 weeks to get a paycheck. All of these things add up and can put money and time back into your workers' pockets that will enable you to be appreciated, and your workforce will stay longer.
Oh, just being appreciated, it goes a long way. Where can people go for more info on the trends, Jeanniey?
For more info on the trends and some great ideas and tips from other experts in the space, go to dailypay.com.
Thank you so much. Good to see you, and good luck to all those bosses trying to keep everybody happy and rolling along. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much.